He's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't know what that guy's gonna do.
Yeah, he might throw up some crazy ass fisher and run into the woods. But we've got Tablet of Command coming off on Behemoth there as well, so maybe he can shove his teammates back over his fisher after a failed fisher now, so that might be nice. Or potentially try and catch an enemy hero to shove him back over somewhere, or get himself out of bad position. Just that little bit more movement capabilities. But they're going to go ahead and try and push this again here, and the Hellborne team congealing below them just to the south there. They're thinking about going ahead and catching them up from below. Do they have the wards to spot that coming? Yes, they do. There is a Ward of Revelation spotting that they throw a ward, so they know they'll be coming. Behemoth coming in, using his ultimate for really no effect whatsoever other than as a stun, and he's going to be taken down really swiftly here. Andromeda's going to be stuck back behind. She's gotten slowed. Now she's going down. Oh, but not before swapping out Bloodhunter. And now Bloodhunter's stuck back there, getting nuked down, just as he's hoping not to be. Wretched Hag had the hemorrhage coming off on him, but goes ahead and TP's out since, of course they don't have any more stuns left since 90% of the team's dead. So, safely getting away there. And Polywog Priest just barely making out as himself, sitting dangerously low. And he has picked up his Staff of the Master. But, man, it's still 30 to 33. I mean, we have a tower advantage in favor of the Legion so far, and that's really, and they have that middle racks down, the melee racks, which is a big, that's a nice added factor there. But I think that token on Sandray, in addition to, him managing to pick up Frostswift Skull after that big team fight, yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to take him down in these fights anymore, and I'd like to see the Legion team rally and land some of those ultimates, because Behemoth wasted his ultimate pretty much, in my opinion, there, because I don't think there was any creeps around him. He pretty much just used it right on Sandwraith.
Yeah, he's done that a couple times. And
maybe he's just misclicking. Maybe he meant to do the little stomp when he did the big stomp. So
right.
Like, oh, damn it. But we now have an offensive ward being placed in the woods here. I can't tell. Yeah, that was a successful ward, it looks like. I played a match the other day where I ended up having someone waste a couple of my wards trying to land that perfect spot there. So know how aggravating it can be to find that little perfect spot. Not calling out anyone in particular, but
right. That was funny, and I did it, and then I was like, oh man, and so I threw the other one down to try to get, rectify, hey guys, I can really do this, and both of them were just failed sitting there.
Oh, and we have Behemoth. He didn't use his ultimate that time, though, but they did manage to take down Witchslayer with the combo of stuns there, and Bloodhunter getting caught. Sandwraith running around with that hemorrhage like he just doesn't care. And Behemoth getting caught now. He's going to die to poison, most likely. Yes, he does. And nice blocking Fisher there. Forced him to run around, but yeah, he still had to die from poison, so...
He actually put up a hell of a fight against that. He pretty much took out Wretched Hag from full HP with no HP.
Oh, we have Polywog Priest. Did he come in here and just throw his wards down? And almost got the melee barracks. And the ranged barracks going down middle in the big battle there. So I'm not sure when Polywog made it in there, but he died for it. But almost got that melee Rex down. It'll take one more of those ultimates to go ahead and finish that off. I always hate that strategy. Polywog just charging in there and throwing it down, because there's nothing really you can do other than just try and, DPS them down. But that's just so aggravating, especially when, like I always say, I primarily play 2v2, which, it's a completely different game, and a Polywog ultimate is just so much harder to take down. Especially, and a lot of their team was tied up in a big team fight there, so... Good timing on his part to go ahead and decide to run up there and make something of it, but just not quite enough. And we've got Demented Shaman doing a good push here, even against these super creeps coming from the Legion side. And looks like this is tilting even more, a little bit more towards the Hellborne, as the Hellborne now has a 17,000 experience difference here. Did not quite realize I'd gotten that far out of hand. Blink Behemoth coming in here. He's going to get poisoned, though. Not going to be able to continue the rundown. He blinks himself just barely into the range of Pestilence, though. Still getting stunned. Pestilence ultimate going down on him. He's going to get meleeed down now. Oh, and the hemorrhage coming off on Pestilence. BKB won't save you from that. And he goes ahead and flights himself to death. as quickly as possible there. And Sandwraith charging into battle now, wanting to get that Bloodhunter off. No, Bloodhunter's not going to be able to get the Homecoming Stone off, and goes down pretty quickly there as his teammates all abandoned ship. I mean, you know, it was probably a good time to back up, but they kind of left him hanging there, and they had some disables and stuff. You know, they did try and land the pitfall, but I think he kind of got left out to dry there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do see this Hellborne team rallying now and really coming back into this game and flexing their muscle. And we have a Snake Bracelet being picked up on Sandwraith, which would mean that he's going to go for a wing bow. Is that right? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was Wind Force in Dota. I just can't recall if that's his proper name or not.
No, it was
Eagle Horn. That's right.
No, it wasn't.
No, it took
was
Eagle
Butterfly.
Horn. It's Butterfly. That's right. I don't know. I'm so lost anymore. I get so caught up in the friggin' Dota names versus Han names, and if only I hadn't played Dota for so many years.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Behemoth running out there. Decided to not let Sandwraith go without a little, parting pat on the back. As Sandwraith comes up there and just, he didn't take any damage whatsoever from that combo. And he's at 2,800 HP right now. He's got the additional 25% evasion from that Snake Bracelet. So it's just ridiculous how hard it's going to be manage to take him down. And do we have the Legion wanting to get Congor here? This could be a big turning event if they do manage to get him. But Congor being pulled nicely there to prevent them from getting in there and getting started. Pestilence throwing the bugs on Congor. Maybe Sandwraith thought he was going to be able to take him down by himself. But now we have the Hellborne team fully assembled here, and they're going to go ahead and take Congor. I don't think that the Legion's going to be able to hammer their way in there and get him instead. I just don't think that they have enough potential there to do so. But Sandwraith actually surprisingly taking quite a bit of damage from Congor there, given that he did go the Tank Wraith build. So, what do we have going here? Oh, Sandwraith does go ahead and use his ultimate to find out where the team is for initiation there, and they do catch him up on this ridge. Pestilence blinking up, Wretched Hag blinking up, throwing down all the magic damage, throwing the stuns down. Gladiator's going to get ran down here. He's not even going to make it to the pitfall trap. And now they have a clear cut path for him to go ahead and charge middle and take that down. Oh, but they are going to go ahead and have to take care of that. Wait, nope. They went top because Polywog Priest running in top, trying to get his wards off again, but he's not focus firing them on the melee Rex like he probably should have been. Now he's going to try it. It's going to be too late, though. And unfortunately for them, that was a disappointment. But yeah, man, if he'd have started focusing those right as soon as he threw him down, I think he might have been able to have gotten that melee Rex down. And how did Behemoth get up there that quick? Was he running that way that entire time?
I guess he had to have been.
Because I saw him cutting that way. I was watching him as the Sandwraith ultimate went off, and then all hell broke loose down here at this Ward of Revelation, and kind of lost track of where they were going. But yeah, I guess him and Polly decided to go up there and try and do a little bit of backdoor action. I guess it wasn't backdoor. The middle was pushed in, but yeah, that was kind of an interesting choice there. They knew that they weren't going to be able to push in and get Congor away from them, but unfortunately they did get caught in their little bit of backdoor, or not backdoor, but they were coming in there alone. So, yeah, now, I'm sorry.
Either way, backdooring isn't really as frowned upon in this, I don't think.
Well, technically, whenever I looked up the actual rules, and I guess, I believe it was the tournament thing I was looking at, as far as, like, if you set the tournament settings in your game, and I don't think it really affects it at all, but, backdooring is the base towers only, the base stuff. So if you can do it in the main outside, and Sandwraith getting swapped in here is going to end up getting disabled completely, getting taken down here. Polywog Priest actually with the tongue-tied damage over time taking him down. That's a little humiliating. But now we've got Bloodhunter wanting to run down this Pestilence with his... he does have a blink. Managed to go ahead and use his blink. He's going to try and flight away. I don't think... Oh, Bloodhunter gets friggin' creep blocked just enough there. He's going to go ahead and take this creep wave down. They're going to go ahead and go for a push. And, Sandwraith bought back, it looks like, and came back to scare him away from Pestilence here. Hopefully he doesn't get caught. Popping his ultimate, though, and now a little bit of chaos going on as Bloodhunter starts to go for this Witch Slayer. He does throw up his BKB and his barbed armor there. Not really sure why he went with that combination. I guess he was hoping for Sandwraith to decide to beat on him. Sandwraith eating a little bit of the Polywog wards there, getting minimized, or, hexed, but Oh, Gladiator ultimate landing yet again. Demented Shaman's gonna most likely go, no, that's just an illusion of Polywog. He's not gonna. Yes, he does. Where did that Fisher come from? There he is. Fisher coming out of nowhere for me. And Bloodhunter's just gonna try and desperately run away here. He's gonna get caught. Yes, he does get caught. Unfortunately, he does manage to land the hemorrhage. But we have the blink coming in from Wretched Hag, as Behemoth was running up to the base to do God knows what. As yeah, not sure really why he was heading back up that way. That Rax has been healing pretty well now, so I don't think he was going to manage anything other than managing to help the Hellborne get another genocide off here. And now the score is completely tilted. What we had at one point was a 32 and 36 has now gone to 36 and 48 as the Hellborne continues to kind of run away here with this. Sandwraith did get brought down, though, that matchup, though, so that was at least, if there's one silver lining to that little story of exchange there, they did manage to take down Sandwraith, but costing their entire team to do so. And Demented Shaman went down there to the Wandering Behemoth up north, so I think that was just unfortunate, because I don't know what Behemoth was planning on doing, but Demented Shaman wasn't expecting him to be there either.
Well,
that walk into the Fisher.
That Polywog and Behemoth have taken on some kind of ninja apprenticeship, apparently, because these last few fights, it's like, where'd they go? And then they're up top, like, diving.
Yeah, and yet still, they're, the trio of members that are managed to be left over after that fight still managed to take down Sandwraith, but, again, it takes 3 heroes to manage to take him down, and we have Congor going on now. As Pestilence throwing his bugs on him, the stuns and everything coming off, they're going to go ahead and take down Congor pretty easily here. The Legion's not going to be aware of it, I don't think. No, they don't have a ward properly placed to be able to spot that. They had the counter ward come down from Demented, so they lost their wards that they did have. Lots of wards there in the Congor area. They really wanted that. So they do have that. And the Token of Life still sitting there on the ground as Pestilence guards it. Waiting for Sandwraith to show up. Oh, man, that would have just been hilarious if, like, Behemoth had just blinked in there, if they'd had that presence of mind just to snag that sucker up. But, no, that's not going to happen. No entertainment value in that. But we do have the amazing Tank Wraith now nearing the 3,000 HP mark, and he has a token in addition to that. So we have Behemoth being the star ninja that he is, and his apprentice Polywog Priest running around with him. They are afraid of the gank, though, so they're going to go ahead and run away, leave the top to its fate, as they're going to have to congeal middle to try and save Bloodhunter and save this middle from being completely tore down. Although it looks like Polywog Priest, after Behemoth went ahead and left him, decided that, go on, Master, I'll pick up the slack here and I'll go ahead and take this Rax down. So the apprenticeship being divided here as Behemoth throws down the desperate attempt to try and stop them from getting this tower, but Sandwraith throwing his missile down just to be able to run over top of that. And hoping to be able to use that token. Oh, and Bloodhunter getting completely DPS down with the freaking barbed armor on, nonetheless. And Polywog Priest desperately hoping to be able to get a little bit of a backdoor action on here. He was hoping to run ahead of the creeps, but Pestilence catching him. He's not even going to get his ultimate off. He does get the Puzzle Box Wizard off, and they're going to run in there and try and do a little extra damage, but not anywhere at all enough, as Sandwraith still has his token. And they are going to go ahead and take down this middle here with both Raxes, evening out the pushing power, as we have a long wait time coming out on the Legion side. And yeah, I don't think that they're going to be able to come back with this game here. They just spent way too many resources in trying to get that top down. They kept dividing up their team when they probably should have stayed together. And, I'm sure it was probably a little bit for the lulz to go up there and throw some wards down and have Behemoth ulti on a big group of creeps, but it, I think it really cost them just, dividing up like that constantly.
Well, too, I think at that time they had figured Sandwraith was just really out of control, and Bloodhunter wasn't going to be able to do nearly
Yeah, so
enough.
Just try and be a desperate distraction so that way they can go ahead and managed to maybe take down a Rax back there, with the wards alone. But unfortunately, Polywog not having the refresher, the refresh stone or whatever, I can't remember what they call it in here. But, ended up taking down that tower pretty quick there. And, oh, damn it. Joel, remind me, what is the name of the